Is wholesale real estate dead in 2026? Let me know. What do you think about this reason why wholesale real estate is dead in 2026? One is because of big companies taking control of cities. This is one of the biggest reasons why I believe it's harder for wholesalers to get started, especially beginners in wholesale real estate. I believe more and more private equity possibly, and even wholesale companies are just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They have more capital and they're crushing down beginners trying to get started in this business. And so with that, a lot of beginners, they have a great difficulty trying to close their very first wholesale deal because of the intense capital from these big companies. And so honestly, I don't think there's so much more competition. Yes, the amount of people trying to wholesale real estate have increased, but I don't think that's the main reason. I think one of the biggest reasons is because of these big companies taking control, essentially buying out a city. Essentially, they put a ton of capital into direct mail, TV ads, phone calls, text, everything. That's their prerogative. They have the freedom to do that. But what can you do as a beginner wholesaler? By the way, you all subscribe to this channel. Hope you all enjoy that. I just get right into the video and I make my first point. Like this video also, and then comment down below. Now, I'm also going to speak on reasons why I don't think wholesale real estate is dead in 2026 and ways that you can overcome these reasons why it might be dead. So that was the first reason, was because I do believe that you have the larger players just getting larger in wholesale real estate. Now, a second reason why wholesale real estate is dead in 2026 is because of regulation. Time and time again, we're seeing new cities, new states implementing licensing, disclosure, some sort of regulation, regulating, right, controlling wholesale real estate. And I do believe there's some pros to it, but I think there's some cons too, because obviously the cons can stop some wholesalers, beginners, from getting started in wholesale real estate. Regulation, it can be difficult for people, especially if, let's say, you are a beginner, you don't have a ton of money, or you're just working a full-time job and you want something to learn and to get started and kind of do something on the side. Of course, you're going to spend the amount of hours you need on this part-time gig. Now that you have to get your license, or now that you have to study a little bit more, it can be a little bit difficult. Now, I'm not in favor. Honestly, I'll just accept it if it happens in my city or the places where I'm wholesaling or doing real estate. But I am more in favor of disclosures. I believe that was needed for sure. And so there are some cities that require disclosures, but they don't require a license. And I agree with that because for some time, there were a lot of bad apples, right? That kind of messed up it for everyone. That's why a lot of these regulations came. Another reason why a lot of these regulations came was because agents, they're trying to shut down their competition essentially. And so wholesalers are their competitors in some sort of way. But I believe there are ways that people can work together in order to wholesale real estate. But let's go back to, disclosures and licensing. I'm in favor of disclosures because, yes, people were taking advantage of people who do not understand the process of selling a home. They were taking advantage of people who were less fortunate, right, and didn't know the real true value of their house. And another reason why is a lot of people were blatantly lying to people, saying they were going to buy their house, and just keep on pushing that narrative. And to me, I don't know, it could be a little shady. I'm not saying that you have to outright say you're a wholesaler, but I agree with outright saying that you are a wholesaler, right? And so, yes, at the beginning of my wholesale journey, I would just try to, navigate that question, and I would still do that if I'm a wholesaler. But I found out the best approach is saying, hey, I have investors that are going to buy this house, right? They're going to end up taking control. They're going to renovate it. They're going to rent it out. They're going to flip it. They're going to make it nice. I need a day to bring all of my investors here, contractors here, which essentially you're showing, so they can take a look at it and see if it's a go for them. You still get everything that we agreed upon on the contract, on the agreement, right? but I need a day and I need to know for sure this is a deal for my company, right? And that way, that helps to understand, okay, you're kind of the middleman because that's what you are. You're the wholesaler, right? And they understand too. It kind of softens the blow when you say it that way. If you need to cancel, yes, I don't agree with putting properties under contract that you are kind of iffy on or hesitant on. Only put properties under contract that you know for sure you will find a buyer. You will find, yeah, you will find a buyer for this property. So it's just making that clear, right? Because now they know, hey, you can come up to them and say, my buyers came through here, they didn't notice this or I didn't notice that. Oh, this is a bigger deal than what I thought. Oh, this is actually going to cost more than I thought. We can't go through with this deal. I mean, we can, but it will have to be at this price, right? Because after your buyers gave you feedback, whether it's the area or the condition or the price of the house, you can always go back to the seller and let them know. Regulation, disclosures is super important. Now, licensing, I'm not sure about licensing because I do see that wholesaling is similar to flipping or to holding a rental, right? Being a landlord. And in those areas, you're not required to hold a license. And I think in the same way, you don't have to be required to hold a license to wholesale real estate because essentially a flipper or a landlord, you can, so if you do require a license for people to wholesale, how about people who wholesale but don't essentially go through with an assignment, right? So they're still cold calling a bunch of people. They're still putting people under contract for the market value for lower than the ARV because it needs work or whatnot. But instead of them selling it to another buyer, they're buying it themselves, right? So what the licensing is really because of the assignment, not because of the marketing, right? And I think that's where I have some difficulty understanding and seeing their perspective and their point of view, right? So that may be one reason why wholesaling, another reason why wholesale real estate is dead is because of the laws, the regulation, and all the requirements needed for some beginners, and that can make them stop and do something else. Now, there are some reasons why I don't think it's dead because I still think wholesaling is one of the best ways beginners can get started with wholesale real estate because you learn all the process of a real estate transaction. You learn how to market, how to target, how to talk to sellers, how to deal with contracts, how to deal with a title company or a closing attorney, and how to sell a deal essentially. And so I think that's super important. And then also, yeah, I think it's still a viable, a viable means to getting income for people in this industry. So, yeah, I think wholesale real estate is a great way. And yes, there's competition, but I think there are still ways that you can get started and to get that very first wholesale deal. There are still pockets of cities. There are still ways that you can appeal to a seller more than a bigger, larger company, right? That's super corporate. Maybe you have more of a good personality where you can talk to most people, right? And you can build rapport fairly easily, right? Or maybe you have the ability to drive for dollars, right? Where these big corporations, they're not driving for dollars. And driving for dollars is the most unique list that anyone can get, right? Because anyone can go on PropStream or these different websites and pull a list, right? And essentially it's all the same properties. But two people will never have the same driving for dollars list. Yes, you'll have a lot of the same properties if you're driving to some area, but you have a different eye than any other person. And I can guarantee you a lot of these big companies are not driving for dollars. And you can virtually drive for dollars. Let's say you use Google Maps to look at the different areas and you're trying to find a property that works for your business and whatnot. So I still think, yes, there is competition, but you can set yourself apart by building rapport in a better way, by being face to face, or by, acquiring properties or getting a list differently than these other properties. Now, Another reason why I think wholesale real estate is not dead for wholesalers. I know we talked about regulation, license, and laws, but in the grand scheme of things, these laws and regulations, all these things are still not the majority, right? Most states and cities do not require any sort of law or license. First of all, license, and then second of all, disclosures. Yes, more and more cities and states are requiring at least a disclosure, but licensing, there are very few that require a license. And even if they do require a license, I think it's extremely easy to get. Not extremely easy, but you study, you learn the process, you take the exam, and you get your license, or you work with an agent that you know. All right, you all. I do want to know, what do you all think down below? Do you think wholesale real estate is dead in 2026? Make sure you all like this video, subscribe, and I'll talk to you all later.